I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
I have a question. Yes, you, sir, in the back with the incredibly tasteful F4 Phantom. I don't know if you could see it. Hawaiian shirt. See the, oh, it's opposite the camera. You see that F4 Phantom? Yeah, F4 Phantom Hawaiian. Let it never be said I didn't have fashion, man. Let it never be said. Troy Francis, look out, man. You get the best fashion in Milan. My Amazon bought F4 Phantom Hawaiian shirt. This puts Ryan Stone to shame. I'm the only one I know has got an F4 Phantom shirt. Yes, sir. You with the incredibly tasteful F4 Phantom Hawaiian shirt. What is your question, sir? Will the millennials ever admit they're wrong? Good question, sir. The answer is no. May not be the case. I do have a question, though, and this is a short one. Famous last words. So the millennials did not vote as much. They did not suck clean the Democrat phallus as much as they did under their Lord and Savior Barack Hussein Obama, right? There's a little bit of grit left over on the phallus of the Democrat Party, but they did skew left more than they did not. And I understand if you didn't want to vote for Trump. I get it that just because you don't like the Democrat Party doesn't mean you like the Republican Party. But going forward, because we're at the halftime show, right? This is like I'm your coach, right? And you just got the ever-living shit kicked out of you in the first half of the game. Matter of fact, I'm the new coach because your previous coach was Barack Hussein Obama. I'm just saying, free shit. White people suck. Men are assholes. Hope to change. This Western thing, we need to change America. Even though we're the most successful nation ever, we need to change that right now. Now I'm going to hope to change. Right? That was your coach. Sit here and do nothing unless you want to do it, because that's how things get done. You just get to live in this world where everything is free, and the life of Daria, whatever the girl's name was, the life of something where everything is paid for by the government. Don't work hard. Just sit for the folks. Matter of fact, you weren't playing the game. You were just sucking Obama's dick on the field the entire time. Well, he's been fired now, and you guys are behind like 312-0. You're all about 41 plus or minus some. You all have that. I have a question. Yes, you, sir, in the back. Incredibly fashionable shirt, you, sir. Are you going to admit you're wrong? Now, I'm not saying you weren't lied to, right? You were 100% lied to by not just Barack Obama, but every adult in your life, basically. But you couldn't shower yourself enough with those lies. Oh my, it's just a shower of lies. Oh my God. How do I get it to come out? You just soaked in lies the first half of your life. My question, right? You were lied to. Do you admit that you were wrong? That practically everything you were told in life was a lie, right? You were told your entire life, it's not your fault. You were told your entire life that 1 + 1 = 5. I'm here asking you, do you know, in fact, that 1 + 1 = 2 now, and that previously you were wrong? Or do you still believe that 1 + 1 = 5, and I'm a racist, fascist bastard that needs to be punched in the face? Which is it? This is not an endorsement for the Republican Party. This is to say, have you realized, given how your life has gone, that you were lied to about tremendous things? And do you now have the ability to admit that you're wrong and you must go and find the truth? Because I won't say where, but I overheard a conversation. I looked and it wasn't a 21-year-old. It was a millennial and millennial compatriot. And the answer was more free shit. Yes. Don't you stop and say, look, my youth is all gone. We got the second half of the game. We're down 312-0. We got to come up with a different strategy. We got to come up with a different game plan so we don't waste the second half of our lives. But I'm wondering, what is the delay? Why the resistance? I'm furious. I'm not a millennial, and I'm furious with the boomers about everything they lied to us about. Where's your anger and rage? I mean, I guess maybe you have the anger and rage, but have you not then realized pretty much the opposite of everything you said or you were told? Like, there's no such thing as free shit. No, you can't follow your heart and the money will follow. No, college is not the key to success. Education is not the key to success. The right type of education is. Fuck your personality. People don't like you for your personality. The opposite sex. That's my ladies. Are you thinking about losing weight anytime soon to maybe capture yourself a man? Or wait, let me guess. You still don't need no man? Guys, are you still deathly afraid of the gym? Probably one of the most damaging lies ever that frankly is unrelated to politics. You know you don't have a mental illness, right? You know that was just lazy teachers who didn't want to raise you or discipline you, and your parents equally the same. You know the vast majority of you diagnosed with whatever fucking social anxiety, disease, or disorder, you know that's probably bullshit, right? And even if it wasn't, well, it's still up to you to get your ass out and go be social or get over your anxiety, whatever it is. I read tie instead of it. I have what's that? Dyslexia. Are you going to salvage the last half? Are you going to join the real world? What's happening? Are you going to make your life count? Now I got a ton. My team. This is my team. My team, which is actually quite a colorful group of Hanyakers. We got old farts, we got boomers, we got zoomers, we got millennials, we got actually quite a wide. I got more diversity in my audience than a wet dream of the HR DEI director hiring for a major corporation. I got more diversity in my audience than you millennials who just like, oh my God, diversity! What's with all the white women in your organization? What's with all the 38 to 45-year-old white women who look permanent? They got permanent resting bitch face. Why do they all look the same? We have 100% diversity. They're all white chicks who are angry. Well, they can see the tight little thin lips. See Dre, he's happy. He's smiling. He's a black man with the magical black penis. Yeah. Maybe your pissed off liberal white women could use some of him. Remember Magnum PI? No, because you're millennials. But he would always get the girl in the opening. He's helping a girl swim and she's in a bikini and just smiles. Did you ever want to have that, man? A little being tongue in cheek, but man, like, I'm curious. Are you pissed, John? Well, John Wick, by the way, he didn't go and attack Winston, Lawrence Fishburne. He went and attacked the bad guys. Who are the ones who lied to you? I'll say it again. All your problems, guys, is this simple. All your problems came from the Democrat Party. I'm sorry to reduce it that simply. It wasn't Republicans telling you go major in butt plug studies and then put your probably one of the worst lies that Democrats ever told you is the most important thing about you is how you were born, not who you are or what you do. Like, oh my God, you got this trait? Let's just all masturbate to it. Holy shit. You collect Pokemon cards based on whatever traits you were born with or the ones you made up. Today I'm a styrofoam sexual this week. And it's all the Republicans in the Senate fault. I can't find a job with my master's in butt plug studies. Are you starting to realize who lied to you? Man, I know you're pissed at the boomers, but I'd be furious with the fucking Democrats. They're the ones that raised you. They're the ones that told you what to think in public schools. They're the ones who are like, oh, you got to go to college, got to go to college. Oh my God, what's college filled with? A bunch of Marxist, leftist, Democrat professors and college admins that are taking you $300 a credit and crippling your life. Oh yeah, your finances are fucked, but their finances are great. You were spending $250 a book for every fucking class you took through them. And then you still believe their bullshit. And the only thing I can think of is like, you got nothing else to live for, right? You were told the entire time that whatever, we're Christians and we'll always be Christians. And now you're starting to realize the Christians are kind of maybe not right about everything. Sometimes Christians are assholes, especially the Lutherans. What's your hatred boner with the Lutherans? Go hang out with them. You'll find out. And when I get paid, see, you're not the only one that had your youth taken away from you by a fucking cult, essentially. When I get $2 million from the Lutheran Church, then hey, Lutheran Church is all right. But did you not realize that these are the ones lying to you? And is it that that's all you know? Kind of like somebody who's in a cult or a radical religion? That you have nothing else, so all you do is, really, what percentage of you, all you have in life is your fucking leftist politics? How many of you are like Greta Thunberg? Well, that's going to be forever. A miserable, pissed off bitch flying around the world. Oh, global warming, global warming, global warming. What a fucking life. Or your obsession with DEI, which is rapidly falling apart because it is immoral, it is bigoted, whether it's sexual or racial or other forms of discrimination. And you're starting to find out, I don't care what the Democrats and the teacher and the governments and the HR departments told you, the real world don't give a fuck if you're gay. They don't give a fuck if you're black. Are you good at whatever it is? You're a good musician, a good programmer, a good. Can you make a movie that doesn't suck? Apparently not. Apparently there's going to be more shitty video games. So is that it? That you don't know any better? Or is it you're afraid? Because let's just be honest, one of the main reasons that the Democrat lifestyle that you were sold, one of the main selling points is that it was easy. You should just be paid to be how you are. Oh my God, I'm a left-handed brown-eyed person. Money, please. And that you've never really, I know many of you have worked, but that there was somehow this, like especially you women were sold the lie that you're entitled to a fucking career and profession, a job you like. And you keep looking for it. And you gave up on men and family and children for it. And you're in debt for it. You kept following that lie, man. And now you're older. Now you're not old, but you're older. And you ain't pretty enough to attract the men. A lot of you are hitting menopause. Doors are closing. Are you going to blame the Republicans in the Senate on that one? And so is it just you don't have the energy to start over, to find a new meaning and purpose in life? Think this is all you know? You, Jessica and Jason Christ from the suburbs, we're going to save the world. Remember that hashtag women with degrees, which is 9 years old, I believe. I looked these girls up. I did a study. I pulled 50 of them. I didn't contact them. I went through the profiles. They're a fucking disaster. I think, what was it? 8% were working in their field like a real job. It was horrible. It was a bloodbath. Look, I'm not a big proponent of the Republican. Again, this is not a Republican commercial. But holy shit, the Democrats took everything from you. the leftist, I know the Democrat is the political incarnation, the political party incarnation of leftist, but leftist ideology, I dare don't call it thought or philosophy. The leftist entitlement and whiny bitch ass attitude, we deserve free shit. Ah! The crybabiness of the leftist philosophy. It's ruined your life. It's taken everything you've had up to this point. And so I'm just wondering, look, do you still believe in like what would be considered the immaculate conception of the left, that you can get shit for free? Like there's this government economic orc cloud that just shits out production, right? Like houses just build them. So we just need the government to get us more housing. Well, okay. That doesn't increase the number of carpenters or trees grown for lumber. You know we all got to go build it, right? You know, rent control doesn't increase the supply of housing, right? It doesn't make it so you can house more people. Can you get that one down? Are you starting to realize how the stimmy checks, where everyone got free money for not producing it? Like there was, usually I give you money, you got to produce something in exchange, an oil change, a gallon of gas, a pizza, right? There's production. Did you see I print off all the money, giving it to everybody, and they didn't have to produce shit? That caused the inflation you're suffering now? Or was that not covered in your economics course in college? Your economics course was like, more free shit, please. Oh my God. Like, here, I got a question. This is for all you economic, macroeconomic 101, 102 professors out there. On one wall, you had a picture of your one Lord and Savior, Barack Hussein Obama. And on the other wall, you had John Maynard Keynes. Which has more of your jizz up on it? How did you decide who to praise that day? Like, were you torn? Did you have a threesome? Did you put a mirror so you could see Keynes while looking at Obama, or a mirror by Keynes so Obama could look back at you? What was it? What were your fantasies? That's the economics you guys got. Free shit through magical Keynesianism and expansionary policy. We need a stimulus. Why is inflation so high? Ah. Are we there yet? 40, 41? Because shit, man, if there were no more loyal acolytes and disciples to socialism and leftist causes and Obama and man, you guys were it, and you followed everything to the T. And this is where it got you. Now, Obama's real rich. He's wealthy. You voted him in. The guy who literally only worked 6 months in his entire life and never worked a real job in his life came from wealth. Grandmother was wealthy. You listened to a Nepo baby, a trust fund baby, an adult child. You thought he knew how to get out of poverty. He was born into wealth. And here you are. Wouldn't you wake up and say, fuck, at least this ain't working? Yeah, your hatred towards the boomer, I understand. They did lie to you because they were doing the same free shit, and kids don't need their parents, and daycare. And oh my God, Jimmy's not behaving because he's stuck in school for 12 hours a day listening to some middle-aged bitch and whine about the patriarchy. He must have autism. We got to stick him full of drugs. There, he's calm now. He's just like a girl. He's obedient. Why is he still living at home at 37? Right? Can we say the experiment failed? Can we stop applauding and bowing down at the altar of Keynes and expansionary monetary power, fiscal policies, or monetary too, Keynesianism, socialism, government expand? Do you admit, huh? And shit, the worst part is economics is one thing. Your finances is one thing. Man, they lied to you about the sexes and your mental health. You girls don't need no man. Men are oppressing. Like, they literally made women not like men. I want to say hate men, but they definitely made you adversaries, right? Because that's good to have one half of the group fighting against the other, right? Not working together and fuck no, don't have families or kids or fall in love because that would be putting a man first. Oh my God. Right? Like they ruin love for you. I don't to this day, I don't know if you girls really wanted kids or not. I don't know. Based on polling data, you do, but not as much as one might indicate. But and I don't know how much you girls deep down inside really want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't. I really don't. It's impossible. And I'd kind of given up on trying to figure it out. But you could have had that. That could have been an option if we weren't paying like for 30% of the adult population to not work, right? We can't afford living inflation. Gee, imagine if you weren't paying 38% of your money in taxes. Look it up. I just it's not necessarily for my benefit. I'm just intellectually curious. Are you going to admit I know you admit you were lied to. Are you going to take the next step and say you were wrong, and then you're going to deduce maybe perhaps don't listen to me. Go on your own journey. Go on and figure out yourself what's wrong or how you got to this point. But are you going to go on that journey? Are you going to try and salvage the second half of the game? Are you willing to listen to another coach? Say, hey, new tack. I mean, quite literally, you could do literally the opposite of what everyone told you before. And you're going to be like, for example, ladies, put yourself and your career first. What if you put men and children if you had children? Same. You can't put a price on education. Nope, you got an education as cheaply yet accredited as possible. The most important thing in your life is your career. No, the most important thing in your life is freedom and to do what you want before you die. You're entitled to free shit. Nope, you got to earn everything, otherwise you're a thief. It's pretty and the epitome, right? The pinnacle achievement. This is like you've completed the game. If you play the Democrat video game, is full-grown adult shitting in the streets of San Francisco. Maybe don't do that. That's just me. I'm thinking maybe you shouldn't shit in the streets of San Francisco because that's the pinnacle. That's like the end goal. That's where the Democrats, oh, you are the perfect Democrat. A homeless person who never worked a day in their life and is on drugs and has lived off everyone their entire lives and has the ability to shit in the street. Oh! Well, I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. I'm not looking for engagement. I'm just trying to take the temperature of the millennials. Like, hey, go watch the movie. Are you pissed, John? And instead of going after the bad guys, you're going to go after the good guys because the bad guys told you to do it and you're so brainwashed. You're like, I need more of the Republicans to suffer. It's the patriarchy. Like, no, bitch, you got 5 kids from 6 different fathers. You ain't got no job. Cyberbully, $5. Millennials have ended up being sort of irrelevant. Well, and that's another, that's especially to corporations. It's the 18 to 35 demographic because that's where the hot women are and the young kids are. And that's where you establish the purchasing patterns. So, yeah, I mean, this happened to Gen X. Soon we were the talk of the town and then we weren't. Millennials were the talk of the town and now they aren't. Now it's Gen Z. And you give it another 10, 15 years, Gen Z won't be the talk of the town. It'll be Gen Alpha. Yeah, and I hate to sound so horrible, but the millennials are kind of like the dried up fruit. Every vampire along the way, public education, colleges, universities, corpos, especially when it comes to like getting cheap labor out of you, the government with your taxes, and the banks with all the debt you guys have. You got to pay interest on the debts you've accrued. They've sucked all the blood out of you that they kind of throw you away. They don't need you anymore. They need young people. I'm no joke. They need young people who don't have college debt yet to sign up for those student loans. And then they need you to get a car loan. And then they know that you're desperate. So corporations could hire you at a below living wage. And if you don't like it, they'll just hire overseas. Bachelor's required, master's preferred. And it'll keep going on and on until some young generation says, fuck you, I'm not playing this dumb, literally slavery game. And then they take a drug and they directly inject it into your brain. It's not your fault. It's other people's fault. It's the Republicans. It's the patriarchy. It's whites, males, both, especially, and if they're straight. Oh my God. Woo, woo, boo. Scary white males. Woo. It's like a Scooby-Doo episode. Zoink, Scoob. Why are we so poor and can't afford rent? I don't know, Reggie. I know. It's the white males. It's the Republicans in the Senate. You pull the mask off. It just says Republicans in the Senate. Zoink, Scoob. It's Ronald Reagan. Oh. Yeah, they've used you and now you're done. Right? They're just going to assume you're going to keep voting Democrat. Right? You'll maybe get, hey, ladies, maybe you need to get a PhD. Then your life will be fulfilled. The corporate world and the general cultural zeitgeist seems more focused on boomers. Well, yeah, because the boomers are spending the last remnants of their money taking out home equity loans, and then the Zoomers have yet to accrue debt. The Zoomers don't have debt yet. They're just becoming legal adults where they can sign off on the debt. Absolutely, 100% cyberbully. Space Cowboy, $5. Growing up poor in the hood with two parents forces you to live in reality. Wow, your old man, I bet you he was tough on you. I bet you there was no bullshit with him. He had a limited budget. Cyberbully, $10 generous. I was young during Obama, but recently went back and watched his debates and a few speeches. His level of polish and political BS was, he's no dummy. Him and Bill Clinton on par with the showmanship. I mean, stellar. They were like a Ferrari and a Lamborghini posed right next to each other. Absolutely. Why did millennials view him as a counterculture figure? Cyberbully. They were told to. I was always skeptical about the average human's ability to be brainwashed, right? Because I went to school. I was Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. I knew the teachers were the enemy. They were assholes. They were in the way. They were mean. School was bullshit. I hated them. I was in the minority. Humans are so brainwashable. Girls would poof their bangs. Girls would get the cold shoulder. I don't mean the thing. There's a fashion. Go look up cold shoulder. You won't see it now. That was very popular 10 years ago. Follow your heart, money will follow. And let's also admit the sale. It's the Republicans got to sell you on eating your vegetables, right? And the Democrats get to sell you on free unlimited chocolate ice cream. It's easy to be a Democrat. More free shit and no responsibility, and nothing's your fault. Blame the other guy. Look, those people are different looking than you. They're oppressing you. So it's real easy to sell to both adults and children. But yeah, they were told, okay, diversity was a big thing. Obama's half black. I'll give him a lot of credit. He's no dummy. He's an incredibly intelligent guy, and he knows what to say. Like, I don't think he needed handlers, right? Unlike Joey Biden. Biden was old. He was very presidential, one might say, which I would say he's got an edge over Trump. I don't think Trump is all that presidential, but yeah, they were told to. Do you remember the pictures of all the liberal white women just like, when Obama was talking, and they're just enthralled with him? All right, it's not necessarily because of Obama himself. It's what he said, what they were told to like. And he, remember, like, hope and change. He was like, this misery will end. That was basically his thing. You know, this misery that you rich suburbanite kids have a problem with because dad bought you the cabriolet convertible base model, not the GT model. Yes, that will change under me. Cause me, one guy out of 300 million Americans, one guy, I was the key to everything. And if you put me in this spot for 8 years, black poverty will go away. Right? Right? All the black guys in my audience, right? You guys are good now, right? It was all fixed, right? Right? Your women and you are living in tremendous harmony. The nuclear family within the black community is back with a vengeance, and your women are sweet and kind, and there was no need for Kevin Samuels or Fresh and Fit. Am I right? It's just rosy over there, man. right? Everything he was gonna have government labs and they make unicorns and they'd fart fairy dust. And we just collect the unicorn fart dust, and then I wish to have a Lamborghini, and poof, there it was. Yeah, he was probably one of the best salesmen. Bill Clinton. I mean, the guy could bang women while Hillary was watching. She didn't care. The world didn't care. He played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. Oh my God, he's so cool. Right? Meanwhile, you're the dentist saying, like, hey, you should floss your teeth. How do you sell that? It's the perpetual uphill battle, whatever, the Conservative Party, Republican Party, the not leftist party, like, yeah, you got to pay for shit. That's it. One is the party of adults. The other is the party of adult children. Maryland guy, $5. I'm an older millennial born in 82. One of the biggest lies told to us were be yourself and the right woman will find you. Yep. I mean, and that's why, I could focus on economics and politics and finances all day, right? I guess that's the numerical number. Like you can measure how much debt you got. There's the price you paid. But they lie to you about things that are way more important. I'd say your mental health, a lot of times your sexuality, although that's the new cool hip thing to do now that the Gen X and millennials are in charge of the school system, right, gang? But man, did they lie to women about men and men about women. And they ruined the best thing that could happen to you. They really did. Nothing you could do about it. Toasty Patsy, a pasty, $2. I do not understand. Who cares? No, I'm just curious. I don't know, maybe somewhere in the deep recesses of my mind, there's some kind of instinctual calculus going on. Like, okay, are they ever going to turn this around? And is my social security check going to be able to buy anything? I mean, I know I'm going to get one because you could print off money in ad infinitum, but I mean, I guess maybe if I search my feelings, I want to know, are your lives going to be total misery? I think that's what it is. Not that I'm, I guess on a human level, maybe I do care. I do feel a little bit of sympathy for the millennials. That's why I wrote the book, How Not to Become a Millennial. It's not a warning, although it is a warning. It's for millennials to get out of the misery they're in. But it's going to be awfully tragic and sad that your entire life was just getting butt plugged by the Democrat Party, leftist politics, and you were essentially their slaves. And it's not even that you wasted your time in the debt. It's that the confusion. You guys were promised everything. You were promised to have everything, which, by the way, you got to go get it. No political, stop putting your faith in God or political parties, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. Get off your fat fucking ass and go work for it. Surprise, there's a secret to success in life. Oh my God. And don't have kids you can't afford. Yeah, that's another one. He unlocked the secret, the great philosopher, Clarites. It's like Socrates, but Clarites. I'm going to be wondering, like, are you guys just going to be miserable your whole life? Are you going to be not insane, but are you going to live in this mental pain, the confusion? That's probably the biggest pain I've ever endured in my, yeah, sure, everyone endures a certain amount of physical pain, but the mental pain, like confusion, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Nothing. Society's been lying to you this entire time. One of the most liberating epiphanies I've ever had. And that's what I want to know. Like right out there now is, imagine one. This is a stereotype, but the most pathetic millennial somewhere out there today who still believes hook, line, and sinker what they were told. So they have a worthless degree like journalism. The most important thing in their lives is to advance the leftist cause, whatever that cause might be. Environmentalism, taxation, welfare, feminism, I don't know. Trans rights, whatever. They themselves are probably not straight, which if they aren't straight, okay, good, that's being honest, but I'm betting they're straight, but they were told, oh, but straight people are boring, and you're really a better, morally superior person if you're not straight. So there's some obscure variant gender they believe or want to believe they are, present themselves as. Their finances are toast. They're not a trust fund baby, Nepo baby. They're not Obama. They actually came from a middle or lower income family. They don't have the money. They probably got an advanced degree. So they're in crippling levels of debt. Now Trump says, hey, the taxpayer would like their money back. They're so fully subscribed to leftist thought, they actually think they're oppressed when all they've done is taken from society and not paid anything back through labor or taxes or whatever. If you happen to be a woman, you also view men as your adversaries, perhaps even to the point you hate them. You're not getting laid by the opposite sex because laziness doesn't result in physically attractive people. So if you are getting laid, it's not by people that like stir your passion and your lust. And you're committed to that line because that's all you got. And you're in some Marxist leftist Democrat ran shithole where there's literally people shitting in the streets and crime and all that and no job prospects. You got 40 years left. Is that what you're going to do for the rest of your life? You don't believe in God, right? So it's not like, well, but at least in heaven, bobbity, 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 boo. You're atheist, right? Because you're too edgy. You're too cool. You're too hip to be religious. So you don't believe in stupid things. So what? So I always wonder, like, not that I think too much about him, but the amazing atheist is like, buddy, you got the money. Why can't you lose the weight or cut the hair? When do you choose to stop being miserable? Or is all you got your made up mental disorders and socialism and victimhood narrative and hatred of other people that you were told who were oppressing you, but in the end of the day, they're not. It was your fucking teachers and guidance counselors and professors and media and the Democrats. A lot of times your parents too. Because mommy needed an SUV. That's why I care. Are we going to have a generation of people whose entire lives were wasted? That's why I care. That's why I wrote the book, How Not to Become a Millennial. Toasty pasty, $2. Women were right. Kids are a bad idea. I mean, nowadays, yeah. Look, if you're not going to raise them, I mean, in general, that's the whole point and purpose of life, since time immemorial, is to pass on the next generation, raise kids, have love, have loving families. That shit was destroyed with the boomers when everyone went on their divorce Olympic spree. When everyone did the divorce dance. And then I'd like to demonstrate, but there's a drop kick. So like there's your hand movement. Then there's the butter churn, right? I could show you that. But part of the divorce dance is you grab your kid and you drop kick them. But I'm in a chair, so I can't show you that. Typically, the woman, she'll kick it to the guy, but then the guy kicks it back to her. But then she kicks it to the other guy she's fucking that will become the next guy she marries. And then he kicks it back to her. And then it's just her. And then she kicks it to the next guy that she marries because the new guy wasn't as good or as thought it was. The kid just gets kicked around a lot. And you do the butter churn again. And then the final one is this. Taking money out of the home equity of your house because you got a reverse mortgage. And that's how you end the divorce dance. Boomer version. That's the boomer mix. But no, you should have kids. Except for times of bad economic times, or if you're poor, like me. For most of my life, I couldn't afford kids. Dude, you want to talk about it? Just the worst feeling ever. Girls I'd be dating, like, I skipped a period. How? You're on the birth control. And that's where I realized, nope, I got to take this. Now, thankfully, none of them played out. That's where I'm like, yeah, I can't rely on women to take birth control. Or, oops, immaculate birth, oops. Me living in my fucking basement dwelling with an 85 Cutlass Supreme. Nope, we're getting the snippety snip. So, yeah, but for normal people in normal times where your community and culture doesn't hate you and one sex isn't driven against the other, and we don't have to have the government be the welfare state, a welfare class supported by a third of our income. It's actually only 25%. It's a different discussion. Yeah, then maybe I'd have kids, but Space Cowboy, $5. I do regret not going into the Marines or going to trade school out of high school. I also regret not joining the military, and I wish I never went to college. If I did, I would have gone to something else. The Plains Warrior, $5. Whoa, I heard something about the brown-eyed left-handed superior race. Leave my people be. Listen, man, I don't have left-handed privilege like you Plains. I'm a right-handed brown-eyed people. Can't we at least be on halvesies teams here? It's all the problems because of your people, Plains. You left-handed brown-eyed people. You're the cause of all the problems. Designs, $5. To be honest, as a millennial, none of the votes I've seen have been winning choices, be that Democrat or Republican next to your name. Trump will not help you. No, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Trump will slow it down. But that's why I asked Chad about the big, beautiful bill. I'm like, is there more debt? He's like, yeah, there's more debt. I'm like, I don't care. Are we taking on more water on the boat? We are. We're not going to plug the holes. We're going to drill more holes. All right. I'll just be here on my life raft. Ass bucket, $2. It was a four-way, including Robert Reich, tax the rich. Here's a perfect example of the life that awaits a millennial, minus the whole making a lot of money and being a professor and being in the Department of Labor. This guy is 80-something years old, and he's still on Twitter. Tax the rich. Who's the rich? Like, Rob, spend time with your grandchildren, maybe great-grandchildren if you have them. That's just me as a real economist, okay? Go spend time with your family. Get the fuck off Twitter. But hey, buddy, you want to waste these dwindling moments of your life. Tax the rich. Tax the rich. Robert Reich, thy name is Boomer. Perhaps if you want to, if you're committed to the Boomer Act, Rob, why don't you do it full blown? Why don't you liquidate all your assets, right? Just keep enough, like maybe an insurance policy to keep you alive as long as possible. But then when you die, your instructions is to take all your assets, convert them into paper money, and burn it so that nobody gets your money. Right? Maybe you could hire some hit squads to murder young people because, I don't know, you boomers apparently get off on hurting young people. Whatever it is. I don't know what lurks in the minds of boomers except the divorce dance, butter churn, drop kick the kid, to the stepdad, to the next guy, reverse mortgage, and you throw the money up and you just bathe in it. Buy a yacht. Buy a yacht. Inquisitor Tibby. No, it's too late for the millennials. I don't think it is. They got 40 years. It's never too late. I wouldn't have written the book if I didn't think there was hope. Even if reality spits roast them rotisserie style, i.e. the pain of inaction far exceeds the pain of action, they still won't change because pride and ego is in the way. Boy, that's why I wonder. I wonder if all they know, their entire operating system was socialism, leftism, diversity, whatever, the type. And they can't possibly be wrong. Like, Greta Thunberg, I don't even think she's 30. She's going to the grave with that mentality. David Hogg, he's gone too. Larry Sison, he gets laid. I don't think he's actually a real Democrat. I think he's just making money. But yeah, the true believers, really, all Hogs, Thunberg, the people like them, their entire life was a waste. It was just misery, being angry. I think both of them are from relatively well-to-do families. Neither of them are starving. Pride and ego in the way. Ass bucket, $5. They will never admit failure because that means they lost. You just have to change the name of it. Like now it is democratic socialism. Why? Look, Democratic meaning elected, which is not what the Democrat Party is for. If you notice, they didn't have a primary. They also have super delegates, and they denied Bernie the nomination, 2 elections ago, was it? You might want to think, form maybe a different party. I could see that. But why can't, I know it's because they weren't conditioned, but why can't you say, fuck people telling me what I want? Fuck people telling me what gives me value. I want to go and do whatever it is I want, right? And I think you see a flowering of that, although not due to economics or politics, more so because women are just they're just not effectively as interested in men as they used to be. And men have had to kind of force themselves to have this renaissance. And it's kind of happening, actually. There's guys going out there and they're traveling around and going hiking in mountains and riding motorcycles, and they're starting companies, or they're just enjoying life. Um, Women are just following to the letter what they were told to do by the Democrats and the left. Like, be a girl boss, be a bitch, get money, work hard, pay taxes. Oh, pay more taxes because you're. I'm just wondering, why wouldn't you choose something more fun, right? Take immigration, for example. I mean, I'm against it unless under certain conditions and we need, but it's not like my passion for or against it. Why wouldn't you go fishing? Why wouldn't you want to, like, me? I don't know. Why not go have some sex? Why not be good looking and form families? Why not? Why is politics fun for you people? I don't listen to politics. Like, the woman comes up, I spank her in the ass. I'm like, make me a bravy and put on some lingerie. And she does it. That's more fun than listening to Fox News. You know what it might be is they're afraid that if they did have fun, they'd enjoy it. Like, imagine your typical millennial feminist, right? Her entire existence and investment has been, I don't need no man. Not that they hate men, they're just investing outside of men. I'm going to do it myself, strong, independent girl boss, which I'm all for independent women. But then all of a sudden she might find out she likes dick. Just saying. And she might like a guy and fall in love and then realize she could have had this 25 years ago or whatever. But she can't have kids now because menopause. Is that the fear? Your fear should be you're going to have a life of this continued misery and no fun whatsoever at all. Toasty Pasty, $2. The internet is a grift machine, case in point. For what? The Democrats? And it can be, yeah. You're not wrong. It's just like, what are people telling you? Are they telling you, look, if it sounds good, it's probably wrong. If it sounds hard, it's probably true. Bone Score, 20 generous dollars. Thank you very much. That will help reimburse. Today's super chat donations go to reimburse my purchase of a pistol yesterday. I didn't go ape shit. It was only $450. It's a very simple pistol. Hi, Cap. I'm retired forensic scientist with a private investigator certification. That is cool, man. That's neat. When my wife was alive, my in-laws only wanted to talk about money. I stopped looking for work because of DEI. So your wife passed away, the life. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you dodged it. I hope you said no. Although if your wife passed away, did you have a will? Again, I'm not searching for more super chats, but I got to imagine, one, it wasn't fun dealing with the in-laws if all they want to do is talk about money. And yeah, if they're going to hire DEI people, yeah, go be free. Oh, you changed the rules? I would think. Nowadays, you could probably sue. Get documentation and go sue them. I think what white guys should do is you go in and sue, like, okay, fine, you don't want white men here, but you're going to give me a nice settlement, a nice severance. But cool. Well, I hope you find some other work if you want it. Though if your wife passed away, I'm presuming you're a little bit older. Dre, $2. Do women ever admit they're wrong? I've had it happen. It's rare. Whether they're sincere about it, I don't know. But yeah, I've seen it happen. It's not the majority of the time, but it happens occasionally. Dre, $2. Gen Z didn't fall for the corporal family propaganda. You're right. Gen Z didn't. They're still falling for that education bullshit. Not as much, especially the boys. The boys are dropping out. Men are way more street smart. Also, Gen Z is not slaving away, working for the corporation, becoming part of the culture, corporate family. They're not doing it. They got self-respect. Like, I'm not going to school for that long to make those shit wages for you to outsource the job to India in 1 year. Go fuck yourself. Corpos, you better start outsourcing everything overseas because, yeah, you either pay people a living wage here or not. Again, not a Democrat, but even I know, like, look, don't expect people to work for you if you're not going to pay them enough to live here. And if that means we outsource all the white collar work to overseas, oh, darn. You mean we don't have to go to school anymore to get a bachelor's required? Masters preferred. Deal with Karens and their inane bullshit questions and meetings. So we just go back to what? Farming? Building our own houses? Fixing our cars? Okay, sounds good. You have foreigners do all the meetings and the TPI reports. No one was happy with corporate America. You deal with that. Hey, Filipinos, you go deal with that. Wouldn't that be funny? There's like a Simpsons or a Family Guy skit in there somewhere, 2055. And it's the Philippines that have all the meetings. They're in the business suits, and the Philippines is renovated into like essentially downtown New York, but a modern, more awesome version, I guess. And then Americans are just farmers chilling out. Like, yeah, we outsourced all of our white collar work overseas. That might be a good thing. And they're all stressed with, what we got to make our KPIs. What? Oh no, Johnson, what happened? Well, it wouldn't be Johnson, it'd be a Filipino name. Jaquez. What happened? What? Oh, did you talk to the CEO? And they're hustling and bustling. And we're just sitting here chilling out. Ass bucket. Everything is still Ronald Reagan's fault. I'm sure, according to Robert Reich, it's true. Dre, $2. The right sells morality and the left sells parasitism. I think the right is starting to say, leave me the fuck alone. You get the religious right in there, though. Like, remember how a bunch of the states all of a sudden made Nebraska illegal? Like, you got to sign up for stuff now. What else? What else did they do? They went religious right. And like, dude, like, just leave the people alone, man. Okay? Just focus on finances. Don't worry about the social shit. $50, $2. Daily body counts on CNN during W equals Obama win. Is that during the war on terror? Yeah, well, by the way, don't know if you knew this, millennials, you were lied to the entire time by the media as well. Remember Fareed Zakaria, that guy on CNN? He wrote a book about the liberal arts degrees are still a great thing. How's that aging there, Fareed? Whatever your name is. Dre, $2. How much money should a guy have by 30 if he's debt free? You know what? I'm going to say 0, because that, especially in today's cost of living, if you have no debt, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to have even 10 grand saved up. I expect you to be out of debt around that time. And if you got no debt, right, you have a net asset of 0, not a negative value. You're not in debt. Good. 40, probably around at minimum 100, 125, more like 150 in assets. Whether that's equity in a home or like a 401k IRA type of thing. Should be around the 100,000 mark. But yeah, it's real hard to have a positive unless you came from a wealthy family. Oh, thank you, Uber. Unless you came from a wealthy family, like if you start out normal like everybody else, not Barack Obama, not Joe Biden, not Ocasio-Cortez, not literally all the Democrat leaders who are Nepo babies, not like that pussy who's going to become mayor of New York. Daddy's boy. Oh my God, daddy. That guy. Yeah, you should be around 100,000. Uber Noob, thank you. Life of Julia. That's what it was. You guys go look up the Life of Julia. We're like, I'll just buy it for things. And doesn't she major in dumb shit, right? She gets a kid out of wedlock, the government pays for it. She got to go to college, government pays for it. It just was socialism. And it was like, Obama was just like, hey, make a life about me, but let's just call her Julia and make it a girl. Everything was bought and paid for, pampered little bitch. And then she just goes on off. I don't think there's even a guy there. I think she is a single mom. Yeah, that's right. Obama's dad left his mom. Fuck you, you preppy bitch. Oh. Hat and clogs. Why pride? Trust me, Cappy, I am one. And yes, they love their gilded cages. They lock themselves in. Yeah, and that's what I fear, man. I wouldn't doubt it. And they refuse to let themselves out anymore. No, that's just you're on the ground. You're of the generation. We got a lot of millennials here in this audience, so you guys will tell me. You guys report to me. Like I could report to you on what Gen Xers are doing. You know what they're doing? They're not giving a fuck. That's the guys like fuck this shit. Nope. They're starting to get to the baby boomer age. Like, don't get married. Nope, never doing that again. The kids are finally getting old enough. They don't have to pay child support anymore. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna do what I want for the next third of my life. Go fuck off, everyone. I don't really pay much attention to or Gen X women. Occasionally, I'll see a post and it's like, got a new promotion. My kid did a thing. Oh, look, wine at the winery. I post swingy rope. Hey, look at me going off swingy rope. Oh, boy, swingy rope. No one does that. Dre, $2. Tradition is just peer pressure from dead people. Yeah, no, I'm going to disagree a little bit there, Dre. I know peer pressure from dead people, and some traditions do get outdated. But some traditions exist for a very good reason. The problem is you forget why the tradition existed. For example, the vows you take in a marriage, those mean something and they should be enforced by society, but we just go through the motions now, right? So she can have oh, why did Anita Sarkeesian have her or she married herself? Like, really, ladies? Do you need that? You need the guy? If you don't need the guy, what do you need the celebration for? Is a celebration of myself. Well, that sucks. Like, I want to celebrate myself. I'm with myself all the time. I'm kind of the most bored person with myself right now. Hey guys, I'm gonna go celebrate myself. What are you doing? I'm gonna go celebrate myself today. Sounds so fucking ridiculous when you say it. I'm gonna have a celebration of me. I'm gonna get coffee. I might go for a hike. Then I'm gonna do some videos. I'm gonna celebrate me. What's worse is if you're surrounded by such inferior assholes who don't love you at all, they indulge you in that. Yeah, I'll show up at your marrying yourself party. Tell me you have shitty friends without telling me you have shitty friends. Like, those are the most boring. They're not even humans. They're just NPCs. Yeah. Yay, you. I bought you and yourself a gift. A favorite pastime. My buddy just had a kid, and I'm going to be even more is I love lying to little children. That's the best thing. We got little kids who believe because, you're Uncle Aaron, and you can lie to them about things like, hey, go pick up those rocks. You're going to get, rock fingers. What are rock fingers? Oh, the rock minerals infect your fingers and get all poofy. You get rock fingers. I don't want rock fingers. You better go wash your hands. Hey, there's no such thing as rock fingers. That's what's life about. You want to know what lying to little kids. Give them more lies. Like, oh, no, you can't do that. No, you're not old enough. Only you 7-year-olds can do it. You're 6. There's no way you could do that. I'll show you. I don't think there's no way you could do that. You're not 7. Hey, well, you can't have ice cream in here. It's illegal for little kids to have ice cream in South Dakota. Is it? And then I'm gonna have to wait 25 years for the little nieces and nephews to go have little future nieces and nephews so that I could continue the great lies of Uncle Aaron. This world sucks, man. Cappy, look up the Korean baseball cheerleaders like KT Wiz. They're cute and do little fun dances. Well, isn't that what cheerleaders used to do? Nice short videos made my day better. Okay, cool. Dre, $2. Cappy, worst regret is not getting his PhD at the Carlson. Oh my God. Could you imagine the utter averageness of a PhD from the Carlson School of Management? Holy shit. What are we going to do? A super SWOT analysis? What's your PhD thesis? What mind-numbing granular bullshit is it this time? Was Amber Turd situations common when dating? No, no. No. I still don't believe I never had a woman defecate on my bed. I had one gal. I've told the story before where everything was consensual. We didn't even have sex. Week later, saw her at a dance thing, and the people that we went to party, she invited me to a party at her house with her friends. I said, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And everyone gave me the stink eye. It wasn't until 4 years later did I realize that she had probably told them I did something, and I did not. Um, no, thankfully it wasn't. It just takes one. It takes one. Well, and then there was the Russian gal where I was about to do my thing and barely there. She says, "Oh, it hurts." And I remember telling that story a couple of years ago. And then two people, not one, two people emailed me, said, "Cappy, you dodged a bullet. That's a common trick among Russian women or Ukrainian, former Soviet bloc, where they lead you on and da da da. And then like it's about time to have sex, and they say, 'Oh no, that hurts.' And then but you don't stop." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that kind of killed it for me." I'm like, "What? Really?" Like more confused. And then they go and like, "Well, if you I'm gonna go to the cops unless you do this and surprise that this is green card or money or something like that." So I guess two close calls, but no, it's not. But why am I dealing with two fake accusations? That's what I want to know. Why am I dealing with that? Vic, $5. I'm sorry, 5-year-old. 11 p.m. here in Italy. Watch you from my studio apartment, and I'll sleep well knowing I live in the real world and avoided many financial mistakes. Once you live in the real world, especially financially, it's amazing how much easier life gets. Don't go into debt. Don't spend more than you make. Oh my God, you got money. Victor Conforti. Hey, sounds like one of your Italian guys, Vic. New guy. $5, 32 full-time fine artist, sold thousands of artworks online with no market. Good for you, man. Just pure talent. Good for you. You remind me of my buddy Khan, who has no business acumen whatsoever. I've never seen Gen X or Gen Z pull off what I did. I'm okay. One, you got a skill and a talent. Two, you've honed it. All right. Three, online with no marketing. You must have done. They either must be amazing paintings or art, pieces of art, or you did something. Now, if you sold thousands of pieces of art, you had to put those together, right? So that's work. Somewhere along the line, it might be luck, but somewhere along the line there was work. And no, you won't see Gen X or Gen Z. You won't see any artist. Back in the boomer day, you were a sellout, man, if you sold to the record companies. Oh, man, you mean he was just better than you and worked harder and hustled? Oh, it must suck to be a poor artist then. I could only imagine the hate you get. Ass Bucket, $5. Cappy's greatest hits now includes the divorce dance to go along with the She Ain't Got No Egg songs. I'll have an album. We'll have Shark. He'll put it to music. He'll come up with the music in the background. That would be funny if we had an actual singer and Shark. I guess we can find I'll put together the lyrics. That'll be my contribution. And then maybe I could be like Tom Cruise at the end of Tropic Thunder. I'll do like a cool dance. I'll get a routine or a choreography down. God, that was a great movie. Here's another one. And another one. I'm sorry you young kids aren't going to get a movie like that ever in your life. You're going to get pro-immigrant Superman who hates red states, whatever. Tom Cruise dancing. That he should have got between him and Robert Downey Jr. Those two guys should have got some kind of acting award. Uber noob, $5. Any advice for writing / marketing an alt history novel? Don't worry, I don't expect it to pay my bills. I'm not addicted to the white girl blood, promise. I've never written, aside from Boris the Shitting Buffalo, which is my only fictional book, I don't know anything about writing fiction. I know about writing generally is to outline the hell out of your book so you don't get writer's block. I know exactly what you're writing next. And then bang it out. I do about 40 to 60 hours a week writing if I'm writing a book. That's why it takes me between 3 weeks to a month and a half to write a book because I hate writing. I don't want to do it. And that's it. Yeah, that's what I do, Uber noob. That's it. That's all the super chats. Oh, wait, one more. Paul Smith, 10 generous dollars. Cappy, I recently got one of your audiobooks, and when I played it backwards, it was you saying over and over that you hate the great one and he bangs fat chicks. You figured it out. Dang it, Paul. You figured it out. I do hate the great one intensely. And he does bang fat chicks because that's all that's out here in South Dakota. I kid. I think I saw a thin one the other day. Yes, everyone hates the great one. It is true. All right. That's it. Thank you all for the kind super chats. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Link below is the book, How Not to Become a Millennial. If you're, I want to hear down below your millennials' opinions. I do. This is not, hey, comment, like, and subscribe. No, I do want to hear your opinions because I got to figure out some other things about the future of America. And then if you're tired of the pain, consider getting that book, How Not to Become a Millennial. Link below. Make sure there's no more super chats. Cool. See you guys later, Toodles.